Hello, everybody. If you want to read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. Short Story 647, The Late Prescription. Intermediate. Liam sighed and looked at the clock. It was 10:55 p.m. Only 5 more minutes until the pharmacy closed. He was tired. The fluorescent lights hummed and the smell of antiseptic filled the quiet room. He had just finished organising a new delivery of medicine and was ready for his bed. The bell above the door chimed. A man entered. He was tall and thin, with a nervous look in his eyes. He kept glancing at the street outside. "Can I help you?" Liam asked, stepping towards the counter. The man's voice was a whisper. "I need a prescription for my sister. It's a special one." He passed a small piece of paper to Liam. On it was written a code, C258F. Liam had never seen this code before. His stomach felt tight. "I'm sorry, I don't recognize this." The man's eyes widened. "Please, she is in a lot of pain. I must have it." His hands were shaking. He pointed to a small bottle on a high shelf. "It's that one, the green bottle, number 12. Liam looked at the shelf. The bottle was labelled E773A. It was an extremely rare medication, not used for pain at all. He realized this was not a normal request. The man was not a patient. He was trying to tell him something. Liam decided to play along. He got the bottle and placed it on the counter. The man looked at him. "Thank you," he said. "Please give me my change." He gave Liam a £5 note. Liam gave him his change. The man took the coins, and as he did, he quickly pushed a small piece of folded paper into Liam's hand. He then left the pharmacy quickly. Liam opened the note. It said, "Wait until after midnight. They are watching you. Do not leave." A car suddenly stopped outside. A woman got out. She walked straight towards the pharmacy door. The man on the street disappeared into the shadows. The woman entered, looking around the empty room with an unsettling smile. "I'm looking for a prescription," she said, her voice hard, "for my friend, C258F. Liam's mind raced. He remembered the note. He had to be calm. He looked at the woman. "I'm so sorry," he said, "but we just gave away our last bottle of that. A man came in just now." The woman's face turned red with anger. She looked at him with suspicion. "Are you sure?" she asked, her voice low. "Yes, I am so sorry," Liam said, trying to sound believable. The woman stood there for a moment and then turned and left without another word. Liam's heart was beating fast. He locked the door and pulled down the shutters. The small piece of folded paper lay on the counter. He had saved himself from a dangerous situation. He looked at the clock again. 11:05 p.m. It was going to be a long night, but he was safe. Vocabulary notes. Hummed. Definition: to make a low, continuous sound. Example: the fluorescent lights hummed. Similar words: buzzed, droned, murmured. Antiseptic. Definition: a substance used to prevent germs from growing, often with a distinct clean smell. Example: the smell of antiseptic filled the quiet room. Similar words: disinfectant, sterilizer, sanitizer. Nervous. Definition: feeling worried and a little afraid about something that might happen. Example: he was tall and thin with a nervous look in his eyes. Similar words: anxious, worried, uneasy, tense. Unsettling, definition, causing a feeling of worry or discomfort, making you feel uneasy. Example, she looked around the empty room with an unsettling smile. Similar words, disturbing, worrying, disquieting, strange. Suspicion, definition, a feeling or belief that someone is doing something wrong or dishonest. Example, she looked at him with suspicion. Similar words, mistrust, doubt, distrust. Story written by Gemini AI. Image created by onemin.ai. To read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you.
All right, so have you ever read a story, maybe just a few pages long, that had your heart just pounding? It's incredible, right? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain and see how that magic trick is done. We are breaking down a short, super suspenseful story called The Late Prescription to figure out exactly how a writer builds that kind of tension, step by step. You ready? Let's get into it. Just think about this for a second. A quiet pharmacy, a customer at the counter. It's about as normal as it gets. But what happens when that simple, everyday request is anything but simple? How does a moment like that twist into something genuinely dangerous? That's the big question we're going to unpack today. So, every story's got to start somewhere, right? We're starting with the setup, what writers like to call the exposition. This is where we meet our main guy, Liam the pharmacist, and we get a feel for his world just moments before it gets completely turned upside down. This one sentence, it does so much heavy lifting. It's all about creating an atmosphere. The author uses two really specific senses here, sound and smell, to paint this picture of a sterile, quiet, almost lonely place. And the choice of the word hummed is so important, you know? It's not a loud noise, it's not alarming. It's the sound of things being totally normal, almost boring. This sets a really calm baseline, which is going to make the chaos that follows feel so much more jarring. An antiseptic. Yeah, of course, that's what a pharmacy smells like. But the word itself adds to this cold, sterile feeling. It's clean, sure, but it's not comfortable, not cozy. It's the perfect stage for the tension that's about to walk through the door. All right, let's move on to the next piece of the puzzle. Now that the scene is set, the story starts to drop in a little mystery. A nervous man walks in, and all of a sudden, that quiet hum in the background starts to feel, well, a lot more sinister. This is what we call the rising action. And notice how the author does this. They don't just tell us the guy is scared. We're shown it. He's got this nervous look. He's glancing over his shoulder. His hands are shaking. It's a classic storytelling move that puts us right there with Liam, making us feel just as uneasy as he does. Okay, this is the moment. This is where everything just flips on its head. The man hands over this note with the code C285-F, but then he points to a bottle on the shelf, and its label is totally different. And right there, bam! Liam knows, and we know, this isn't about medicine anymore. This is a secret message. So Liam decides to play along, and the suspense just gets cranked up another notch. This whole transaction, it's just a cover for something way more serious. He's passed a secret note that basically confirms, yep, you're involved in something really dangerous now. I mean, chillin', right? There's no room for guessing here. This isn't a hint, it's a direct, terrifying warning. The stakes just went from a weird customer request to a life-or-death situation. Who are they? Why are they watching? We have no idea, and that uncertainty is what makes great suspense. And just as that warning is sinking in, we slam right into the story's climax. The threat isn't just a scary note anymore. It literally walks right through the front door. This is the big confrontation. The woman who comes in is described with one perfect word. Her smile is unsettling. See, unlike the man, who was so obviously terrified, her calm vibe and that weird smile immediately tell us she's the one in control. She's the one we should be afraid of. And there it is. The trap is sprung. She says the exact same code from the man's note. She knows what she's after, and now she's testing Liam. His answer, whatever it is, could change everything. That quiet little pharmacy has just become an arena for a high-stakes mind game. I mean, seriously, put yourself in his shoes for a second. What would you do? You've got the secret warning in your pocket. This unsettling woman is standing right there, staring at you. You know that first guy's life is on the line, and hey, maybe yours is too now. What do you say? You have like half a second to decide. Liam makes his call. He lies. He says he just gave the last bottle away, to the very man she's probably hunting. It's just an incredibly quick-witted and brave move, using a little bit of the truth to sell a lie that could save a life. But we're not out of the woods yet. She looks at him with suspicion. This is that last moment where you're just holding your breath. Is she gonna buy it? Did the lie work? The tension is just stretched to its absolute limit before she finally turns around and leaves. The immediate danger is over. Okay. Liam is safe. For now. The door's locked. Let's all take a breath and break down what we just saw. What were the actual tools the author used to build that much suspense with so few words? Just look at this timeline. This entire crazy, heart-pounding event happens in only 10 minutes. By squishing the timeline like this, the author makes everything feel so much more intense and overwhelming. Liam doesn't have time to think, and neither do we. It's all about reaction and survival. So, if we boil it all down, we saw the author use a quiet setting to make the action feel louder. They showed us fear instead of just talking about it. They used a cryptic code to hook us with a mystery, brought in a direct threat, jammed it all into a super tight timeline, and picked very specific words to set the mood. It's a masterclass. And here they are, those key words all in one spot. Every single one was chosen not just to describe a thing, but to make you feel a thing. The boredom, the coldness, the fear, the unease, and the doubt. That's the real power of using the exact right word in a story. And that really brings us to the final thought here. A simple pharmacy, a late-night customer. This story proves that suspense and high-stakes drama aren't just for spy movies. They can be hiding in the most ordinary places. Kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other stories are going on all around us, just waiting for someone to pay attention?